tracking 20 KPIs, your dashboards are glowing with charts, but nobody is doing anything about it. Most KPIs are just noise. But let's fix it. In today's data-obsessed world, we have mastered collecting metrics, but not using them. This video will show how to turn your vanity metric into KPIs that actually drive result, because most dashboard don't make decisions, people do. Number one is the vanity metric. Most dashboard look impressive, but they don't move strategy. Why? Because they're stuffed with vanity metrics. For example, page views, email opens, social media followers. These metrics feel good, but they don't connect to the business outcome. It's like putting a fitness tracker on a couch potato. It shows number, but no results. But here's the twist. Real KPIs change behavior. They create urgency. They drive decision. Number two, what makes KPI effective? A good KPI is a business outcome. It helps you. It aligns with your team. It tracks your ROI. And it also focuses on what moves the needle. If your team isn't taking action based on KPI, it's not a KPI. It's just a report. Number three, here's a 4-step framework that you can use for building your KPIs. Number one is to align with your strategy. KPI aren't random. They start with strategic goal. It's like increasing your revenue by 20%. Then you can reverse engineer that metric and prove you're making progress. Number two is choosing the right metric. Don't pick what's easy to measure. Pick what matters. For revenue growth, you can choose metric like number of clients, customer retention, average tracking size, or average transaction size. Stick with 2 to 4 KPIs per goal, but even great KPIs are useless without clean data. Number three, define your data source. Where is your data coming from? Is it coming from cloud, database, spreadsheet, or some other tool? If your inputs are mess, your outputs will be a lie. It's like garbage in, garbage out. And number four is your communication. Share KPIs, socialize with business about those KPIs, and then evolve based on the feedback. A static dashboard is a dead dashboard. Number four, you need to write smart KPIs. Let's break this down. Every great KPIs follows a SMART framework. SMART stands for specific, measure, achievable, relevant, and time period. So for specific, you need to define exactly what you're trying to achieve. For measurable, you include a quantifiable metric. For achievable, it has to be realistic. Relevant, it aligns with your business needs. Time bound, it has a deadline. So we'll go through an example of increasing customer retention to 92% by Q4 2025. So this is an example of a KPI. So in this case, the increase is clear action. Customer retention is equal to focus. 92% is a measurable and realistic. It's tied to a long-term revenue, which equals to relevant. If your KPI doesn't hit all five, it won't drive action. It will just sit there. Want to become a data analyst? My Analyst Accelerator course will just help you do that. In just few days, you'll go from feeling lost in spreadsheets to building clean reports and dashboards with confidence. You learn how to ask questions, work with messy data, and explain your work in simple, clear terms. The link is in the description below. If you want to feel confident when someone asks for insight, this course is your starting point. Number five, we have different KPI hierarchies. One metric cannot do it all. You can create KPI trees, linking high-level metric to team-level actions. So for example, revenue will be at the top level. Then you will have hierarchy, which will be the second level. For example, it will be new sales that will be connected to your sales team. Then it will be retention rate that will be connected to your customer success. And number three, it will be average deal size that will be connected to your marketing and sales goals. If you're still missing something, most dashboards only show what happened. But if you need to predict, you need leading indicators. And that's where section 6 comes into effect, which is leading versus lagging indicators. So lagging indicators are after the fact, such as revenue, profit, website conversions. Leading is more predictive, such as number of leads, employee satisfaction, pipeline velocity. Just don't track what happened. Track what's about to happen. Section 7. This is a good example of a KPI that companies such as Slack has used. It's a very interesting story. So Slack did not start as Slack as we know today. It started as a game studio. Their KPIs told a different story where users loved the in-game chat more than the actual game. So they pivoted. That insight launched a platform used by millions of people today. The lesson we can learn from Slack is KPIs shouldn't guide action. KPIs should guide action, not just report the past. Number 8 is your implementation strategy for KPI. So if you want your KPI to actually lead to action, do this. You can start with assigning an owner for the KPI. So give every KPI a name and a person. Number 2, review it regularly, such as weekly, monthly, whatever your data needs. If there's no review, there won't be any progress. Number 3, focus on what's off track. So don't just waste time on green lights. Zoom on red flags and trends that's moving the KPI. Number 4, ask why before acting. Don't just jump into fixing something. Ask why at least 3 times. What is the root cause of this KPI versus a surface level reaction? Number 5, track the impact of your fixes. So every decision should have a feedback loop. Did your work change? If not, why?